Instagram. Good morning, Facebook. Good morning, Twitch. Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, TikTok. So we're going to, and Trovo in Europe. Sorry about that, Trovo. Okay. All right. We're going to discuss this. So, why is this so important? Why is frequency so important? Because your vibe attracts your tribe. So I took this girl to a couple lunches, right? Met this girl, thought, wow, she's pretty cool. Took her to a couple lunches, right? And in those two lunches, everything that I wanted in a woman was there, right? But it couldn't happen. It could not align. It was, most people would say the right girl at the wrong time. Good morning, Jay. Good morning. The right girl at the wrong time. Okay. So everything on the checklist checked out. Everything. Thank you, Jay. So the checklist checked out, right? So everything. So when you meet somebody, right? You see, oh, this is how they feel about that. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, she's a Christian. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, she's like this, she's like that, she thinks like this, like that. Like, oh, that's perfect. Okay. So then what happened? Well, then the vibrational alignment wasn't there. What am I talking about? Okay. So your vibe attracts your tribe. When you raise your vibration, okay, everything out here gets better. That's the law of correspondence. The universal law of correspondence says that everything out here reacts to everything in here, and vice versa. So when you look at your surroundings, what you're seeing is everything that you've been thinking in here is expressed out here. That's the law of correspondence. So now, what was going on in that instance? Well, in that instance, everything checked out because everything can check out, okay? Everything that you want in, it doesn't matter if it's a person, doesn't matter if it's a job, doesn't matter what it is. Everything could be perfect, but if it's not in your vibration, it's not conducive to your world because everybody is in their own vibration. Okay, now let's go over the vibration. So at the very top, okay, at 528 hertz, okay, is love. Now we fluctuate, okay, we fluctuate in vibration all the time. But the majority of the time, whatever vibration we're in for the majority of the time, is our standard vibration, okay? Now you can raise that. Yesterday we talked about vocalization, and that's the fastest way. So vocalization is the fastest way that you can raise your vibration. What happens when that happens? Well, you get confident. You get slowed down here. Okay, so what does that mean? That means there's no strife. There's no frustration. There's no anxiety. There's no fear. There's no guilt. There's no shame. Those things. Those are very low vibrational feelings. Okay? So when you are free from that, or let's say it another way, when you are pulled up in awareness and can look back in and go, oh, it's like that. Now you have been separated from that lower vibration. Now your vibration has been raised. And when your vibration is raised, now you begin to attract other people and other things, okay? And it could be physical, it could be non physical, it could be material, it could be non material. But you attract these things into your world. And now you're associating with these things. Now you're partaking with these things. Now you're associating with these people. And new people come into your world according to your vibration. Okay, so if you're projecting a low vibration, okay, you're going to attract lower vibrational people. And it's not that you're not going to enjoy stuff, okay, but the things that you share are going to be of lower vibrations. You ever get, together with people and discuss your problems? You ever get together with people and discuss your drama? You ever get together with people and just complain about everything and then they join in and they complain and then the others complain and everybody complain and now you have a whole conference going on about things that everybody's complaining about. Okay? So, you know, politics is a good example, right? When you have that group, okay, that's fighting something, okay, and they're fighting for something or they're fighting against something, all of those people gather. It doesn't matter what party it is or what affiliation it is or whatever, but those people will gather. the people on the other side gather, okay, because of their beliefs and because of the frequency of their beliefs. So you go from the very least of the positive vibrations is satisfaction. If you're satisfied, that's like the very basic best frequency. Then it goes up to hope, enthusiasm, excitement, passion, joy, gratitude, peace, and love. And of the top two vibrations, actually three, gratitude, peace, and love are the higher vibrations, the highest vibrations. So are you in gratitude? Are you being grateful? Are you expressing gratitude? Those are the questions to ask. Are you peaceful? Are you loving? Are you lovable? Okay, everybody's lovable. Okay, everybody is lovable. Okay, but not everybody feels loving. Okay, so are you feeling loving? Now, if you're feeling loving, love will raise your vibration. Why? Because that's what you're feeling. Because the more you feel that, the more loving you become. The more love you become, the more loving you project. And what does that do? That brings you more love. Okay? So it works the same way for anger. Are you angry? Do you have a habit of being angry? Okay, it's subconscious. Okay, so there's only the conscious, subconscious, and superconscious. But anger becomes a habit. Love becomes a habit. Peace becomes a habit. Gratitude becomes a habit. Joy becomes a habit. Okay, if you're always joyful, you know, I know some people that are like that. They have a habit of being joyful. They're happy-go-lucky people. And when I look at their lives, they don't have major problems. If they do have occasional problems, but they're so minor, you know, compared to other people. And the more severe, or let's say it another way, the more you, hey Kalani, good morning. Aloha Kalani. How's it? I see you up there. Aloha to Instagram. We have an Instagram camera over here. We have a Facebook camera over here, and our international camera down here. So thank you, Kalani. Mahalo. Aloha, brother. And so when job where I could go was if you have a significant other that's a female, grateful of being lovable or being loving. Okay, grateful of being lovable or being loving. Okay, so this is why happy wife, happy life. Okay, it works for happy girl. So this is why happy wife, happy life. Okay, it works for happy girlfriend too. It works for all of that. Okay, and I'll tell you why. It's because women multitask. Okay, God gave them that ability because God said, okay, they got to be mama bears, so we have to give them a little bit more potential than males in that department. Okay, so in intuition, okay, multitasking, because they have to keep an eye out for everything, because they have to protect their young. Okay, so you don't want your youngster running out on the road when you're in the front yard watering the plants, right? So you gotta this. They're in a loving state or in a happy state. Guess what? That's the back end. They're in a loving state or in a happy state. Guess what? That's the back end here. What's going on, right? So when a man expresses generosity or kindness to a woman, it triggers some red flags. Okay, and she gets suspicious. And so what happens internally, subconsciously, is that man's ranking, okay, attraction ranking kind of goes down like that. Okay. But don't be worried about that. Don't be overly concerned with that. Just know that it happens, okay? And start regulating what you're giving. Start regulating how you do that process. And you're going to know, okay? Because what you do is you do it intermittently, okay? Not constantly. That's like pushing the pleasure button over and over and over and over. Okay, pretty soon attraction just goes like that. All right. So now let's get into the negative frequencies. Okay, now how does this negative frequency work? When you raise your frequency and you attract all these new people, what about your old friends in the negative frequencies? What about the people you used to sit around and grumble with about this, that, and the other thing? What about all those people that you used to sit around with and discuss politics and have nothing but bad things to say about the other party or whatever it is, right? Well, guess what? You still love those people. You still want to reach out to those people. But because you're in a different frequency, because you're attracting these new people, okay, Your tolerance, okay? Let's use the word tolerance. Let's use the word I don't know. It's more tolerance, okay? And the reason why it's tolerance is because you have to tolerate these same things that nobody has moved on from at this level or at this frequency. And now you're over here, you're in a different frequency. You're in a higher frequency. But when you visit these people, when you talk to these people, when you get together with these people, you go back to that same thing, right? And this is why they tell you, show me the 5 people that you hang around with the most, and I'll tell you who you are. Okay? Because humans gel like that. Okay? Humans gel like this. Okay? So we start using each other's expressions. We start enjoying the same things. We start, forming the same patterns. We become chameleons. Okay? That's just how human beings are. Human beings are highly impressionable. Okay? What does that mean? Well, that means things make an impression on us right away. If we think somebody's cool, we're going to automatically pick up their habits. Okay? And it doesn't matter if they're high or low vibration. That doesn't matter because you're not aware of that. You're not aware of that. All you know is, oh, that's cool. And it could be a low vibrational cool. It could be a high vibrational cool. But that part is not going to be clearly apparent to you. All you're going to know is, wow, yeah, that guy's cool. He does that. So you start doing that because why? Because you think that's cool. Okay? And there's nothing wrong with that. But what I'm saying is when you move on, when you develop a higher sense of awareness, when your awareness sharpens and you move up here, and those people are still here, okay? And God bless them, you love them. God bless them, you want to still remain friends with them. But you notice that you're not hanging out as much. You're not getting together as much. You're not sharing as much. You're not coming into contact. But then there was that lower vibration. There was drama. Okay? And there was some other issues too, you know. And one of the other issues was, so here's what I do, right? So you can always test, okay? You can always test waters, okay? Or test environments, or test frequencies. If you want to test someone on a frequency, you can do that, okay? So you have to know how to do this, okay? Women test all the time, okay? This is not a relationship live, but I will tell you that women test all the time, but they test for a reason. They have to make sure that they're safe. They have to make sure that their children are safe. They have to test all the time to make sure that they're safe. So they subconsciously test. They don't really know that they're testing. They're not really aware that they're testing all the time. They're conscious of some of it, but not all of it. Okay, but it's reflex because they're hardwired for survival. Anyway, so there's a couple of things I tested for, and I'm like, okay, lower vibration cannot. It cannot. Because the reason why it cannot, okay, it's not because she did something you don't like. It's because when you observe with, let's say, more awareness, okay, and you become the observer and you can observe, you can tell right away that if you put these two together like this, they're like this, and you try to force it like this and to be like this, okay, eventually it's going to break and go back like this. Why? Because this has evolved and this has not evolved. Now, I'm using the high-low comparison, okay? But it is that way in frequency. Higher frequencies attract higher things, okay? Or better things, okay? Over here is the lower frequency. So the lower frequencies: worry, irritation, disappointment, criticism, anger, hate, okay? Boredom, envy, despair, grief, guilt, shame, and fear. Fear is the lowest vibration. And I'm not talking about somebody walking around going, oh, I'm afraid of this, I'm afraid of that, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about an underlying current, which is called fear, which produces things like procrastination, which produces things like hesitation. Okay? Those things. It's an underlying current. It's not something someone identifies consciously as fear, but this is something that exists under the surface. Okay? How do you get rid of it? Well, affirmations, meditation, vocalization, visualization. If you do it correctly in its order, in the way it's supposed to be done, let's say it that way, it goes away. Does fear come back? Yeah. We're supposed to experience fear. Fear tells us something is wrong. Fear tells us this is not good. This is not good. Fear tells us, hey, look around. Somebody looking at you, and you look around, you see somebody staring at you. You felt the vibration, okay, or the vibes, if you wanna call it that, okay. But you felt the vibes, okay. Fear tells you there could be a potentially threatening situation here, okay. And then you have the cortisol effect, right, where you fight or flight, and you either run or you fight, okay, or you turn and face it and fight it, or you flee, right? One of the two things. But when you have a constant underlying current of fear that begins to produce these feelings, okay, that begins to produce, hesitation. Okay, you're hesitating. Okay, so you're becoming like this, right? Like that. Okay, you're slowly going like this. You're slowly going like that. Okay, when you become like this, you're closed off. When you become like this, you're hiding. When you become like this, right? You're not cooperating. When you become like this is stubborn. This is holding back. This is withholding. Okay, how do you fix it? Well, we fix it through the human voice. Because when you are pushing out frequency with velocity, with strength, okay, it takes this like this. This is just a visual, okay, but it takes you from here. It relaxes you like this, relax like this, like this, like this, and open. And when you are open, it's a metaphor, but you are open. What are you open for? New suggestions, new patterns, new beliefs, new ways of living, new ideas. Open. Okay. Now you can be satisfied. Now you can live in hope, enthusiasm, excitement, passion. You can experience joy, gratitude, peace, and love. Why? Because you're not like this. That's why. Okay? You're not like that. That's why. Okay? This is a good place to hide. So many people hide in here because you're not your body. You're not your name. You're that energy that lives in here. There's a separation between the body and the spirit. If you think that this is the end all, this is it, this body is it, no. Your energy in here is eternal. That never dies. It never ever dies. It transmutes. Okay, energy transmutes. It goes from one form to the other. Okay, I'm not going to speculate on where it goes and what happens and whatever, but I can tell you there's no heaven and hell. That's a human concept. That's a very human concept. Okay, but you can live in hell every day, right here. The prison is here. You can live in hell every day and be tormented every single day by your thoughts until you change them. How do you change them? Affirmations, meditation, vocalization, and visualization done in a certain way. Okay, so how do you start? Well, affirmations, use one of these. Okay, the pen is more powerful than the sword. The pen is more powerful than the sword because you can change your mind with a pen. I am so happy and grateful now that I am confident. Thank you. There you go. Start with that. What does that do? Well, if you write it every morning and you speak it out loud every night, it does a lot. In 2 weeks, you will feel a shift. Most people get distracted. Not all people are lazy. Okay, it's not about oh, he's lazy, he doesn't do his affirmations. Sometimes it's like he's distracted. Okay, or there's priorities, right? I'd rather go to the baseball game than write my affirmation. I'd rather jump out of bed and get a 1 minute head start because it only takes a minute to write an affirmation, right? I'm going to save that minute. I'm going to just jump in the shower and get to work 1 minute early. Okay. But until you take responsibility, until you start assuming responsibility for your life and start designing your life is just going to be living by chance. What's living by chance? Well, when you know, see what's going to happen today and how you're going to react to it rather than plan your day in advance. How many of us plan our days in advance? I do. I know exactly what's going to happen today, and I know exactly how good it's going to be today, and I know exactly how it's going to end today, and I have it all planned out. Now, do things pop up unexpected? Oh, yeah, of course. Okay, but when you do your affirmations, here, let me show you a sample. I always do this, okay? So when you do, so these are affirmations, okay? It's not journaling, okay? Don't be misled into journaling. When you journal, okay, 9 times out of 10 people journal about the past. When you journal about the past, you bring the past into the present, okay? And truthfully, there is only one long now. Okay, don't be fooled by the calendar. Einstein told us, right? Time is an illusion. Okay, but we have to have time to be organized in society. We have to have a calendar. We have to have these units of measure. We have to have these things in place. But outside of these things is one long now. That's what we're living. So when you write your affirmations, when you think now. Be present. That's what they're really talking about, being present. Now, when do I want this? I want it now. When do I want to do this? Now. When do I want to be happy? I want to be happy now. Why? Because there is only now. Remember 2 minutes ago when I was talking about frequencies? It's gone. It will never come back unless you rewind the live, okay? You can rewind it on YouTube. You can rewind it on Instagram and Facebook, okay? On TikTok, it's just gone, okay? But I'm just saying, you can go back and look at it, but that moment is gone. And you only have so much time. You don't have time to waste. Okay, people kill time. You ever see people kill time? Oh, what are you doing? Oh, I'm just killing time right now. I'm waiting for 4 o'clock because I got off at 4 and it's 3:45 and I'm killing time. Well, I hope you're doing something productive. I hope you're thinking some good thoughts with that time that you're killing. Because you don't get the time back. Time is your most precious commodity. So if you're doing something with your time that counts towards your life, then you're doing something good. Okay? And this is why in the Bible there's many references to the subconscious. You can work on your subconscious when you have extra time. When you're waiting for your parents in the store and you're waiting for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, do your affirmations. Do something, speak something positive about yourself. Your subconscious is listening. Do something productive in that time that you're waiting. Make it count. Make it count towards your life. It's an investment in your life. Invest in your life rather than away from your life. Because when you're wasting time, when you're killing time, what you're doing is you're expending time. And you don't get it back. Yesterday I had a wonderful time. I went with my mom. Had a wonderful time. And God bless her, she is still alive. It was an amazing time yesterday. Okay, I had a great time yesterday. Did I know what to expect yesterday? No, but I knew it was going to be a great time because because the day before I planned, well, we're going to have a great time tomorrow. We're going to do this tomorrow. We're going to do that tomorrow. And of course, unexpected things happen. All of a sudden, she went shopping, and the whole mood changed. The whole thing was like, yeah, like it just got happier and happier. It just got better and better. Did I receive anything? No, I didn't want anything. I had no desire for anything. I didn't go shopping for me. I didn't get anything for me. I was so happy that my mom was shopping for her. I took delight in that. Please share the live, you guys. Please share the live. Jay will put in my email if you want to get a hold of me. You can ask me questions for free. You can email me for free. You can also go to the website and sign up for our free 30-minute consultation. Okay, most of my clients are high performance professionals. That's what I call them. So I'm expensive, but don't worry. You get in 30 minutes. I can give you a plan in 30 minutes. I can give you a solid plan in 30 minutes that you can fix your life. You can change your life like that. Okay, because there is only the conscious, subconscious, and superconscious. It takes a little effort, but it's minimal effort. The amount of energy it takes to drive this thing like that, and the amount of energy it takes to speak what you write, and the amount of energy it takes to choose happiness over sadness, to choose joy over frustration or anger. A lot of people think that's silly. Oh, it's silly to be that happy. Oh, it's silly to be always in a good mood or whatever. You're not always going to be in a good mood. You don't have to even worry about that. Okay? Windshield wiper, okay? Good, bad, good, bad, good, bad. Humans do that all day long. Okay? Something, everything's going good. Okay, we're over here. Good, 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 good. Right? Something bad happens, bad. Okay? Then we're over here. What is your job when you're here? Your job when you're here is to pull it back here. That's all. It's about the glass half empty and the glass half full. And how fast can you pull it back? Okay, so when your glass goes half empty, that's your perception. Okay, now you're looking at the glass half empty instead of half full. That's your perception. How are you going to change it? How are you going to switch it like that? So now you see the glass as half full. How are you going to do that? So that good, bad. Now you're over here. Some people get stuck here. Some people get stuck here for hours. Some people get stuck here for years. And they don't break free. Why? Because your subconscious does this. Your subconscious learns the anger. It learns the frustration. Your subconscious learns the evil, the negative, whatever you want to call it, that. It learns. And the subconscious learns in repetition. If you're angry and then angry again and then angry and you wake up angry and you go to bed angry, then you wake up angry, and guess what? It's a habit and you need to change it. I mean, you don't need to. You could be angry your whole life. You could grumble and complain your whole life. Or you can break free of this. You can break free. You can pull this like this. Hey, Dallas. Thank you. Thank you, Dallas. Thanks for dropping by. Take care. Oh, do you cut hair? Wow. Thanks for dropping by, Dallas. Thank you for sharing the live as well. Thank you. God bless you. Take care. You're a barber. Nice. Barbers are in. Barbers are in style right now. More power to you. God bless you in your business. I hope you get a lot of clients today. Take care. Bye, Dallas. So, you have a choice. You can stay mad, you can stay angry, and run the chance of it going into your subconscious and becoming a habit, because it will. Okay? You can learn to be angry. You can learn to be disappointed. You can learn to be frustrated. You can learn to be bitchy. You can learn to be all of these things. And then guess what? You need to make an effort to pull it back over here. But once you're here, you can make this a habit. It's just as easy to form a good habit as a bad habit. It's just two sides of the street. One side is good, one side is bad. Good, bad, good, bad, good, bad. Hopefully, I pray for you that it's good, 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 bad, good, 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 bad. Like that. Because bad things happen to everybody, myself included. Do I get in a bad mood? Yep. Oh, of course. Do I say bad things? Yeah. When I catch myself saying bad things, I try to follow it up with a good thing. So I end on a good thing. So my subconscious ends on a good thing, right? And that example is like, Bob, he's so stupid. But I love the guy. I've been friends with him for 30 years. There you go. Right? Now you expressed your frustration about Bob, but you also recognize the good part about Bob. And you should always follow up with the good afterwards. Because the last thing that your subconscious hears is the first thing it remembers. That's why. So people that are always depressed, you ever meet that person? They're always depressed. I have an uncle that's a hypochondriac. He's always at the doctor's. Something is always wrong. Something is always. I can't talk to him. I can't help him because I'm his family. You know how that is, right? Family, right? Respect, right? I can't help him. But he's a hypochondriac. He's always at the doctor. Something's always wrong. But it's his perception. He is stuck there. Okay, it's like being stuck on this negative side like this. Being stuck. Can't move the needle over here. Stuck over here. Because your subconscious does it. Your subconscious learns in repetition. So once you do this a few times, your subconscious goes, oh, that's what we're doing? Okay, all right, we're doing that. And then it becomes the rule. Then it becomes the law. Then it becomes the norm. It's not the norm. Feeling bad is not normal. If you're feeling bad right now, okay, let me give you some good news. You can change it. Affirmations, meditation, vocalization, and visualization. It's not difficult. When you're in a bad mood, what do? When you're in a low frequency, what do? Turn on some music you like. Even if you like metal, even if you like angry music, turn on the angry music for a little while till you feel better. And then move yourself up in stages. Then listen to better music or more cheerful music, or watch a comedy. Watch something that makes you laugh. Watch something that makes you feel good. Did you know that people get rid of cancer just by watching comedies? This is why comedians are so valuable in society. Okay? Because they make you laugh. Right? When you go to that comedy show, you're there for 90 minutes and you're laughing, and you're laughing hard, and you're in tears because they're funny. Okay? They're providing a great service. They're breaking you free from the drama. And what do we call that? Well, we call that a break. We call that breaking free, right? Right? We call that a timeout. I'm going to take time out from the world over here, this drama world over here, and I'm going to the comedy show, and I'm going to feel good for an hour and a half. Okay. What happens after that? Well, a person that is normally cheerful, a person that belongs to the good frequencies, okay, there's 9 of them: satisfaction, hope, enthusiasm, excitement, passion, joy, gratitude, peace, and love. Okay, there's 9 of them. If you belong to one of those frequencies, and satisfaction is the lowest of the positive frequency. If you take a dividing line, this is positive, this is negative. Okay, all of those emotions are here. Okay, the emotions that are here is worry, irritation, disappointment, criticism, anger, hate, boredom, envy, despair, grief, guilt, shame, and fear. And the lowest one is fear. The highest one on this side is love. So when you love something or you show something love, okay, it's not the Valentine's Day love commercial sappy stuff. It's not that. Love is a strength. Love is strong. Love is powerful. Okay, when you really love someone, I'm not talking about lust, I'm talking about love. When you really love somebody, okay, it's a strength. But like I said, okay, if you're doing that with a female and they're hardwired for survival, okay, you have to love skillfully. Otherwise, you kill the attraction. Leo, good morning. Thank you. Thank you, Leo. So when you get a break, when you get broken free from this, the person who is generally in a pleasant mood, generally in a good mood, generally not stressful, generally happy, will go back to being happy. If you go to the comedy show, right? Now, I'm just using comedy show as an example of something good, okay? And you laugh, and now you're joyful, and now you have that hour and a half of just laughing and purging, basically purging negative energy. Now you're getting filled with good energy. Thank you, Leo. You're getting filled with good energy now. What happens to the person that is normally here? Worry, irritation, disappointment, criticism, anger, hate, all of that. What happens to those guys? They slowly get pulled back into that because that's where they live. Why do they live there? Because that's where their subconscious has learned to take them. When you break free, when your awareness, let's say, increases, your self-awareness I'm talking about, okay, your self-awareness increases, and now you can tell the difference between you and the drama. Because when you're in it, you can't see it. When you're in it, it's very difficult to see it. It's very difficult to see it when you're in it, right? When you're out of it, you can look back of it or back on it. Or when you're done with it, you can look back and go, wow, yeah, that I used to have a terrible life, you know. But when you were in that terrible life, you didn't know it as a terrible life. Why? Because you thought it was normal, because it happened all the time. Why does it happen all the time? Because of your subconscious. Your subconscious replays the movie for you all the time. You're the actor. You're the producer. Okay? You're the director. But you have no knowledge. You have no knowledge of it. You don't see yourself as the producer and the director. You see yourself as the victim. You see yourself as, oh, all of these things are happening, and I have to react to that, then that, then that, then that, then that, then that. And how do you react to drama? Probably dramatically. Probably not in the best way. Probably in a negative way. Like attracts like. Negative attracts more negative. You cannot put fire out with fire. How are you going to extinguish negativity? Love. Love. Love is a strength, remember? Love conquers all. So if something is irritating you, show it love. Love runs everything. Love controls everything. Love overpowers everything. Fear runs from love. Let's say it another way. Fear cannot exist where love is. It cannot. It can't exist. It's either one or the other. Or one of the emotions that belongs to fear, or one of the emotions that belongs to love. And what happens is when you raise your awareness, you can tell that, oh, these people over here, the group that I came from, right? You know, I came up from that. My consciousness kind of brought me up here. Now I have this awareness, and now I see how they are, and now I see how I was, and I don't want to be like that anymore. And now I'm here, and now it's very hard for me to go back and revisit this. It's not impossible. It's not like you're never going to see your friends again, or your old friends again, or the old gang you used to hang with, right? It's not that. It's that now it's a challenge, because now you have to leave this for a little while and go visit here. And when you're here, you're going to be reminded of how you were. It's a constant reminder. And you're going to go, oh, wow. I used to be like that. I used to think like that. I used to talk like that. Ooh, ouch. I used to be like that. You're not going to express it. You're just going to witness it. You're just going to observe it. You are just going to take it in. And without judgment, you're going to go, ooh, ouch, I was like that. I'm so glad I grew. I'm so glad I came up here from here. Now remember, fear is all the way down here. Love is all the way up here. All of this is in between. These are all stepping stones. To get to here, you have to start here and go here, here, here. And you cannot just jump. You can't just jump frequencies like that. It's a slow process. It's a gradual process. But as you increase, your vibe attracts your tribe. The right people come into your world now. Now you have a better paying job. Now you meet better quality people. Now the people you meet are making more money. Guess what? You start making more money. Why? Because now you're around people that make more money. My clients make a lot more money than me. They make millions. Millions. Millions of dollars. They're responsible for a lot of people. Okay? I'm just responsible for a few people. They're responsible for a lot of people. But they create a budget for me. Why? Because they understand the value. Did they understand the value before they met me? No. No. It's just something you have to experience. And along the way, I provide this for a lot of people along the way. Just to show them, hey, look, there is something better than this. There is something better than where you are. And it's infinite, okay? Down here at the fear level, at the negative level, there's only a few steps. Okay? You could be homeless, that's one step. Then there's prison, that's another step. And then there's graveyard. That's it. That's all there is down there. But on the positive side, what is there? Well, it's infinite. It just keeps going. Millionaires turn into billionaires. Billionaires turn into trillionaires. Whatever. It's just going to keep going. It's progressive. And I'm not talking about money generally, okay? Money is just a unit of measure. But positive frequencies, love is unlimited. Fear is limited. Negativity is limited. There's only so much negative you can do before you get to prison and then the graveyard. A lot of people have survived prison. I don't know anybody who survived the graveyard. When you reach graveyard, you're done, either by choice or by force. Some people force graveyard upon themselves. So your actions will dictate your vibration. Your awareness will affect your vibration. Your friends will affect your vibration. Are you tired of doing the same old thing? Are you aware enough to see that you're going to the same old thing with the same old people all the time, going in a circle like a merry-go-round? And you guys are doing this whole, every new year it's the party, right? And then it's Taste of Honolulu, and then it's whatever. And I'm talking about Hawaii things here, guys, on my international account. But the same things every year. And then it's different. In Hawaii we have baby parties, and you go to the different baby parties, and it's all about who made the best Kahlua pig. But it's still Kahlua pig, and you're still going around the circle, and then you start wondering, wait a minute. Especially when you hit 40, you start going, wait a minute, there's got to be something better. There's got to be something different. There's got to be a different way of thinking. There's got to be a different way of living. There has to be a different way or a better way or whatever. Yeah, there is. The reason why you're on the merry-go-round is because your subconscious has memorized it, and now your body does it better than you do. And because your body does it better than you do, you're going along for the ride. You're in here. Spirit, soul, energy, whatever you want to call that. You're in here. This is a physical instrument that's carrying you around, that you're feeding. You use these hands to feed you, okay? But there's a separation between body and spirit. Your spirit is going to the parties. Your spirit is driving the car. Your spirit is going to work. You're here to experience these things. You're here to experience physicality. But you're not your body. You're not your name. You're that energy that lives in here. You're that energy that lives in here that can perform magic. Not in the magician abracadabra sense, although you can speak things into existence, but it's from your subconscious working with the superconscious. There is only the conscious, the subconscious, and superconscious. So, the answer is yes. There is a better life. There's always a better life. There's an infinite amount of better life up here in the positive vibrations that starts with satisfaction. Satisfaction, hope, enthusiasm, excitement, passion, joy, gratitude, peace, and love. And love is up here. This part is infinite. You can go as high as you want. You can keep going. You can just keep going. I mean, yeah. And no matter how much you go up here, it's never enough. I mean, there's no limit, is what I mean, right? It's not. I mean, yeah, you know, and it's not always going. You're not always going to live here. You're not always going to live there. Okay, bad things will happen. Wars will happen. Things out of your control will happen. But when the things out of your control happens, your response is going to be different, and your reaction dictates the next step. Your reaction to catastrophe dictates the next step. Are you going to react in fear, or are you going to react in love? Now remember, love is a strength. Love is a power. Love is powerful. Okay, we've been taught the opposite, right? Oh, if you love, you're a wuss. No, no, no. If you love, you're strong, okay? If you're afraid, that's when you go in that category, okay? So, what do we choose? Well, we constantly choose from both sides. The idea is to choose from the higher frequencies more often. And how do you do that? Well, if you have the dividing line, the good news is that you only have to pull it 1% over 1%. 1% progress is all you need to do. Now what happens? Well, now you have 51% positive, 49% negative. Is it realistic to be 90% positive? No. That's very difficult. It's very difficult. You're going to get angry. Things are going to upset you. You're a human being. You're not an angel. Angels don't even look like what you think they look like. It's not like they've been presented to us, okay? Nothing is the way it seems. Nothing exists the way you think. Because you've been shown so many things, because you've been taught so many things, because you've watched so many movies. Hi, Julie. You're amazing too. You're amazing. You're also beautiful. Take care. So, right? It's unrealistic to lie to yourself and go, "Oh no, I'm 95% positive. Yeah, I get negative once in a while. Yeah, sure, 95. Yeah, right." No, we're humans. We're humans. Okay? You're here for a physical experience. Yet you've been told that physicality is wrong. Physicality is sinful. Physicality is this, that, and the other thing. Judgment, right? And nobody judges like humans, right? We judge everything, right? Prejudice is prejudging, okay? Judging before the fact, judging before you even arrive at judgment, right? And how prejudiced are we as humans? We're pretty prejudiced. We can be like that, right? You see someone, and based upon past experience, aloha, Laura. Good morning. Aloha. And based upon past experience, right? You already, oh, that's that kind of guy. Oh, that's that kind of girl. Oh, she's like this, she's like that. And when I met that girl at lunch, I go, wow, this is, I really wanted to meet a girl like this, right? Because she had this habit I like, that habit, all these, well, traits, not habits. This trait, that trait, that trait, that trait. And then Second lunch, I'm like, oh, yeah, the vibration is like this. Okay. You can attract anybody. Okay. But if the vibration is in misalignment like this, you cannot force it like this and imagine this to stay, because it will do this and then it will like that. Okay, at some point. Why? Because you're not in vibrational alignment. If you're in vibrational alignment, yeah. So, you know the old expression, the family that plays together stays together? Okay, so the more appropriate way of looking at that is the family that grows together stays together. Okay, because you cannot, I can't tell you, so many times I've had clients, right? And most of my clients are female. Always have been, always will be. The majority of them. Because life is always slanted against females, right? The whole world is run by men. And that's not a, I don't mean to make that generalization, but when you go out there, you find evidence of it, right? So, I mean, from the Garden of Eden on down, okay? I'm just saying. Okay, but then these women become my clients, right? And they grow. And they grow, and their vibration goes like this, goes like this, goes like this. Meanwhile, they're the ones that are my clients. Their husbands are over here, and they're over here, and they're growing, and they're growing, and they're growing, and they're growing, and then what happens? Well, the same vibrational effect applies. She's growing. She's in a higher vibration. What happens to him? Eventually. So it's important to grow with each other. It's important to raise your self-awareness together. It's important that both of you, if you're in a couple situation, girlfriend, boyfriend, if you appreciate each other, make that attempt to grow with each other. Because if you're not growing with each other, you're growing like that. And it's not really like this. It's like this. It's separating like this. It's higher frequency versus lower frequency. The lower chakras versus the higher chakras. Okay, so it's not really, you don't grow apart. You don't grow apart this way. It's not like, going down the road and then this one takes that road and this one takes that. No, it's more like this. It's more like that. This one rises while this one stays the same, or this one lowers while this one rises. That's the way it works. Love, peace, gratitude, joy, passion, excitement, enthusiasm, hope, and satisfaction. Those are the high frequencies. Low frequencies: worry, irritation, disappointment, criticism, anger, hate, boredom, envy, despair, grief, guilt, shame, and then fear on the bottom. Tomorrow we're going to go over the 12 universal laws again. The law of attraction has been popularized. The law of attraction is just one universal law. The law of attraction is like attracts like. Look around you. Look at your friends. Are they like you? Do you like the same things your friends like? Of course you do. That's why you're friends. Like attracts like. As you raise your vibration, guess what? New friends. As you raise your vibration, how do you look at it? You look at it like, oh, well, I got this new job, and then I met these new guys, and then I met these new people, and then not hanging with them now because I have to socialize with them because I work with them, and they want me to go, and da 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 da. What is it really? You have raised your vibration. Now your whole friend circle is changing. What about these friends down here? You love them. Care about them. Probably would send money to help them if they needed it, or send something, right? Like whatever to help them, right? Oh yeah. But can't hang. Can't hang. And that's our live for today. Okay? So if you feel yourself going like this from your partner, okay, the best thing you can do for your partner is to help them raise their vibration, keep them happy, okay? Clue them in, give them clues if you care, if you love them, if you want to keep them. Or you will move on to bigger and better things. Be open. Be open to bigger and better things because you're a human being and life gets better when you get better. There is only the conscious